Morning. Today's April 20th. Uh, I'm just waking up, kind of more or less. Not really fully awake. Haven't had coffee yet. Haven't made a pot in a while. So, I've been drinking this tea mixture and water in a Life water bottle. You just mix it up, put it in water. But anyway, bear with me as I read this. I didn't say that I could read all that well when I just wake up. So, um, I'm not really worried about it. It's just the way it is. Anyway, it's addiction is a family disease, but we could only change ourselves. IP number 13, Youth in Recovery. Many of us come from severely damaged families. At times, the insanity that reigns among our relatives feels overwhelming sometimes. Overwhelming. Sometimes we feel like packing our bags and moving far, far away. We pray that our family members will join us in recovery, but to our great sadness, this does not always happen. Sometimes, despite our best efforts to carry the message, we find that we cannot help those we hold most dear. Our group experience has taught us that frequently we are too close to our relatives to help them. We learn it is better to leave them in our higher power's care. We have found that when we stop trying to settle the problems of family members, we give them the room they need to work things out in their own lives. By reminding them that we are not able to solve their problems for them, we give ourselves the freedom to live our own lives. We have faith that God will help our relatives. Often, the best thing we can give our loved ones is the example of our own ongoing recovery. For the sake of our family's sanity and our own, we must let our relatives find their own ways to recover. Just for today, I will seek to work my own program and leave my family in the care of a higher power. Now, I understand this. I don't believe that it's just only a family disease. I mean, yes, it can, because there are things like that are. And, you know, our families don't understand us, you know, and our addictions. We're the only ones that actually understand our addictions, because we're the ones that's been the ones using and going out and seeking and drug searching and things like that, you know. So, you know, our boss ain't going to understand this. Your grandmother's not going to understand this. Your great grandmother, your great grandfather, or your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your boyfriend, your husband, they're not going to understand this shit because they've never really been there. You know, people that haven't been there don't understand. And you know what pisses me off is you got these textbook counselors that read out of a textbook. My experience comes from the streets. My experience comes from life. My experience comes from me messing up and doing things my way, thinking that I knew better what was good for me. That's where my experience comes from. It doesn't come from a textbook. I didn't read those last two videos I've been posting. This is another one on addiction, of course. And it's going to be called Addiction 3. But, you know, the thing about it is I didn't I wasn't born an addict, and neither was anybody else, I don't believe. You know, we weren't born alcoholics. I know I wasn't really. And I got to say this: I shouldn't really speak for other people because I'm not supposed to. I can only speak for me. And hey, makes a good mirror. Holy shit, cool. Anyway, yeah, I've got my Bluetooth in for a phone call. Anyway, so yeah, when it comes to me, myself, and I, and my addictions, and the voices in my head, and the voices that rule, and my inner child, we all have a meeting together and pound it out. Sometimes the inner child loses. Sometimes the voices that rule lose. Sometimes they all gang up on me and I lose. That's just the way life is. You have to accept you for who you are and be happy, joyous, and free. Well, I don't know about that, but, to have a common effect, to be mellow, you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be out there and be all godly and all that. In my opinion, I don't. I'm not. And like I said before, I'm pretty much Native American. And I'm not full blood, no. I'm Irish, Italian, and Native American, indigenous, Oh, look, I didn't fire a cigarette up. Damn. Turned over a new leaf already. How about that? No, I didn't quit smoking. I just haven't fired it up yet. So, life deals us some strange stuff, and we got to deal with that the best way we can, deaths happen, happens to a lot. There's a lot of people out there that got cancer, and there's a lot of prayers that go out, and things like that. And I guess this is smoking without me. Damn. The worst thing about that is that, it hurts us as addicts. It's a reality check for us. What do? You lose a family member. What do you do when you lose your child to the court system? What do you do when you got child protective services or you got the police kicking your door in and because of a drug bust or a meth bust because you decided to make meth because you need money to make money to pay bills? What do you do? In those cases. One, to be honest with you, don't get caught. But it's too late for that now because there's a big old war on drugs nowadays. People with marijuana cards, medical marijuana cards, they're getting busted all the time. Why? Because the federal government got their little fingers in the cookie jar. Everybody says, oh yeah, let's legalize everything. No, you don't want to legalize anything. You want to decriminalize it. You decriminalize it, then the feds can't get their little fingers in the cookie jar. And they can't get that last little awesome little bud left or whatever. I remember all this stuff. This is my recovery. This is what I've got to remember. I don't have to live it. I just have to remember where I came from and not forget where I came from and not forget where I've been, pretty much. And children are the future. They're our future. But if they're out there drugging up, drinking up, and shooting up and dying, then there is no future. Because in the Native American indigenous world, we believe that, okay, let's take No Dapple, the North Dakota Access Pipeline. A lot of Native Americans showed up there. A lot of supporters that weren't Native American showed up there. And, they were talking about how we need to save the water and to keep the North Dakota Access Pipeline from going through because it's going to hurt a lot of millions and millions of people, not just the Native Americans. All right, but it's going through their territory. It's on their land, their ceded property that they've owned all that time from the government from back in 1881 and 1886. You know, still it doesn't matter. It's still tribal land, still federally recognized. You know, I'm not going to get deep into that conversation, but that's what I'm trying to say. You know, and then they say, okay, well, you know, we have to pass our traditions down to our children's children in order for our traditional cultural way of life to exist still. And that's why we have powwows. That's why there is sun dances. That's why there's sweat lodges, longhouses. You know, there's all kinds of different ways that we try to make money to help our people. You know, and it's not just our people, it's everyone else too. You people out there as well, even if you're not native, because it's what's in your heart is what counts. I'm not saying that you're Native American if you know, what I'm saying is it's okay to learn about us, but it's not okay to be one of us if you're not Native American whatsoever and you can't prove it, you ain't got a card. I hate to say this, but sometimes a card means a lot more than just that drop of blood sometimes. You know, that's my opinion. And the reason why, I'll tell you this, I'll show you. This right here is why. Okay? I'm a rights activist, Native American rights activist. Yes, I'm a mixed blood. I'm not a full blood. I didn't want that on the floor. It's my leather vest. And my patch. 14 years. Rights activist. Everything I own I do not own. That owl feather was handed to me by the grandfather, by the Great Spirit, to watch over, to take care of. It does not belong to me. I do not own it. I don't own any of the things that I have that are sacred. My smudge bowl, my sage, the medicines, you know, my regalia. I don't own any of that. It was loaned to me. I may have made it. I may have paid for the property, or or bought it or whatever. But I don't own it per se, because it don't belong to me. You know. So that's where my spirituality comes from. You know, it's from my native cultural ways of life, because I find it easier. Because back then, I guess, let me say this. Back then, when I lived on the streets in San Diego, California, there used to be a preacher sitting outside out there, like at the corner of the park, preaching every day, all day. And I've been into the Christian religion before. And I was a Christian at one time before. But you know, they force that shit down your throat. They force you to believe this is the way to be. This is what to believe. This is what's happening. Bullshit. So I got confused after a while. I screwed up. I got into satanicism. And this is before I knew I had any native in me, I think. Because I wasn't told this when I was born until after. You know, after I moved in with my mom and dad when I was 17, 18, 16, 17, somewhere around there. Because I still had to go to high school. And I had got booted out of my stepfamily's house because they blamed my uncle's death on me. And I pulled a knife on his oldest son and stuff like that. I was going to stab him because I had anger issues. I used to get the shit beat out of me all the time for no reason. I was raised in an abusive home. You know, it wasn't always abusive. I mean, I'm not going to say that I always did everything right and never did nothing wrong. But I didn't deserve to have the things that happened to me happen to me in the way they happened back then. And we all went through that. But look at me today. I'm still here. I'm still alive. You know? And how does this got to do with drugs? I don't know. It's a family thing. All right? The book said that our disease is family related. Okay? But I mean, I always feel that I've got to give a little bit of history about myself, because if I don't explain certain things in history and involve it in what I'm trying to explain or whatever, then I feel that my point's not being made. And, it's important for me to make sure that I'm not just sitting here talking BS, because I'm not. I'm not a BSer. I mean, I've done it before. You can't bullshit a bullshitter, and I used to be one of the best as well, like everyone else. You go to prison, federal prison, state prison, jail, whatever, you're always innocent, right? Well, so everybody is. Everybody's innocent that's locked up in there. But you know what? In reality, they did the friggin' crime, some of them. Some of them did the fucking crime. But, and then there are ones that are innocent that got screwed over that been getting released from federal prison that they found out, forensic made a mistake. Stuff like that, But yeah, nobody's going to understand us as addicts but us. And that's how come I like that Get Clean or Die site on Facebook. Because they could relate to me. I could relate to them. I've been where they've been in my life. Yeah, I may be 56 years old, but that don't mean that I haven't been anywhere. That doesn't mean I haven't done anything. That doesn't mean that I don't know anything. I'm still happy. Shit, I can still walk. I don't have no physical. Well, I do, but I'm not physically handicapped. Mentally fucked in the head. All right. But it's all about what you want in life. We need you children to live your life clean and pure. Didn't say be a saint, didn't say be an angel with wings and a halo and all that other stupid shit. I'm just saying that you need to understand that you're killing yourselves for no reason. You're letting life take a hold of you, and you're taking the weight of the world the weight of the world and putting it on your shoulders and trying to walk around every day that way with the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I'm firing this up now. Psych. At least it's not a full one, because I've only got one left and I don't feel like rolling. Yeah, I smoke non-filter. Been doing that since I was 18. But and that's that's an addiction too. One time I went to NA meeting. Check this shit out. One time I went to an NA meeting and they say, all of a sudden somebody come up with the bullshit idea of tobacco, cigarettes was an addiction, and that people need not smoke around the meeting and outside, and got to go down there somewhere and smoke, and screw that. Yeah, it is addictive because it's chemicals. All right? I believe that. I understand that. There's over 15,000 chemicals that's put in tobacco nowadays. Probably even more than that now. And yeah, probably, I don't know. I'm still alive. You know, I don't inhale all the time. I'm a pretty stressed person, so I smoke a lot of cigarettes. I can go through a carton of non-filtered cigarettes in about 4 days. You're talking maybe two packs a day, 2 to 3 packs a day, sometimes 4 packs a day. That's a lot of cigarettes to go through. Can I afford it? No. And I haven't been smoking like that. Matter of fact, I've been buying roll your own. Rolling tobacco, pipe tobacco. You know, I got every drug a drug dealer or druggie's wish in life. Roller, because if you didn't know how to roll a cigarette or a joint, you use one of these or a paper bill, dollar bill, or them Chinese mats, And then of course rolling papers. Matter of fact, here, rolling papers, zigzag. Oh no, these are jobs. Sorry, they're jobs, but they're 78 millimeter rolling papers. Because when I want a cigarette and I have to roll a cigarette and I ain't got the money to buy a cigarette, I buy a roller like this, zigzag roller like this, which is a zigzag, 78 millimeter, and that's just without the filter. I've already measured it. Even their 100 millimeter I bought and rolled a whole 100 millimeter non-filtered cigarette without a filter. All right, and that's a lot of cigarette to smoke. I'm smoking on that, half of it, and then I put the other half in my pocket so I have it for later. So I'm not rolling again and again. But I didn't buy a 100 millimeter roller, But yeah, okay, so that's an addiction. All right. Well, there's a lot of other addictions in life too, like I said yesterday. But I'm not going to go there because I did that yesterday. My concern is that our future children, our children of the future, are not going to be long for this world if you all continue doing what they're doing. I got no control over anybody or anything, and I'm not here to try to control anybody. I'm basically explaining and sharing my experience, strength, and hope, and I'm pretty sure I've said that so many times I'm probably going to stop saying it now. But I'm basically trying to get the message out, trying to carry the message for the still sick and suffering, for those that are in the group that are having a hard time. Everybody lives, everybody dies. That's the end of the story, cut and dry. Yeah, you're going to sorrow and grieve, but, not to the point to where you feel like you need to shoot up and go back out and relapse. Look at it in a positive way. Look at it like, well, they're not suffering anymore. They're in a better place. That's how I have to do it. When my parents passed away, I couldn't make it to their funeral. I get these tears in my eyes, but they don't fall. All right? I'm not a crier. A lot of people that believe that if you're in recovery, crying is a good thing. I grew up being told that crying's not a good thing. You're not allowed to cry. I was told it was wrong. I was told that I was going to grow up to be a pussy. Excuse the language. But, if I was a crier. You get whipped, you don't cry. You take it like a man. You accept that. You did wrong. You screwed up. You did something to deserve it or whatever. You know, don't let me start on the Willis shit switches. You know, them things hurt, especially when you pick the wrong one, and then they get to go out and pick it. Then you know you're in trouble. You know. So yeah, you know, there's going to be a different thing in life. And I imagine, you know, everybody's going to do what they're going to do no matter what I say. Now, no matter what I say in these videos, no matter how hard I try to think that I'm helping someone out there, I'm hoping I am. I'm hoping that my message gets through to at least someone. You know, because if I could save just one addict, or help one addict, not save, because I can't save myself, not even if my boat was sinking. If I could just help one addict with my experience, strength, and hope, then that makes me happy. That makes me stronger in my recovery, helping you guys. You know, and like I said the other day, when people go out and use and OD and die and all, you know, to be honest with you, that makes my recovery that much more stronger. I'm not saying that I like it. I'm not saying that, I'm happy that they OD'd and they died. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying when I say that. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that when someone goes out and uses, somebody goes back out on the street and uses, and they had a certain amount of time of clean time and sobriety and whatever, and they OD. And, okay, and what I mean by that makes my recovery stronger. What I'm trying to say is that makes me know that if I went back out today, I know nothing's changed. Shit's the same way it was when I was out there before. See, that's what a 78 millimeter cigarette looks like. It's just a shy bit from a regular cigarette, pretty much. So now I'm going to smoke it. Because I love you all, and you all don't need to smoke. And if you're not smoking and you don't like to smoke, I'll smoke for you. How's that? You know, so that's where my message is. You know, as even spiritual, you know, the spiritualness isn't not a religious thing. It's a cultural way of life of the Native Americans that we have to, you know, having these eagle feathers, owl feathers, smudge bowls, medicines, regalia, leather, that all comes from animals. We're about nature, one with nature, you know. It's easier to go out and offer Sema, Chimigwet, Migizi Menadu, you know. You offer Sema to the 4 directions. You know, there's 4 colors. There's 7 actually, but because there's 7 tribes and 7 colors. You know, one's white man, yellow man, Japanese, black for black people, red for the Native Americans. Then you got green for land. You got blue for water. You got orange, I believe, or orange, I think, was sunshine, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Some of the tribes use 7 different colors, but there's 4, north, east, south, west. Then great-grandfather and great-grandmother. So that's 4, 5, 6. You know, and everybody has a clan. I'm Turtle Clan. You know, and it's just beautiful art. It really is. It's just awesome. You know, to me, it's just easier to believe in. It's easier to follow. Nobody's cramming anything down my throat. You know, nobody's saying, "Oh, have you heard about our Native American way of life and traditional cultural ways?" And here, can I pass this book to you? and all that, knocking on your door, being ignorant and all that because they don't know how to understand the word no. And that's just my opinion. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to do that reading out of the NA because I did two for daily reflections yesterday, and I went and gathered my book right here. Now, I also want to say this. My wife and I are admins of a group called Old School Recovery on Facebook, and I'm thinking about expanding there in Old School Recovery and doing my vlogs there also. And if you want to join in and you're in recovery or whatever, yeah, if you're in recovery, because I don't want somebody in there using that, well, yeah, that's bullshit, or, you don't know what you're talking about. And you know what? I know more than you think I know. Why? Because my experience tells me what I know is to be true for me. And I know alcohol and drugs kill after a while. So does cigarettes. So does breathing. Now, so does eating. You can choke on a fucking hot dog and die. All right? So, there's no win-win situation here. I hate that. There must be wax. I think it's bullshit. So do what you can. Do what you got to do for you. Pull your head out of your ass. See the light. Today's the first day I got up late because I went to bed last night at 1 o'clock in the morning. Usually I'm in bed at 10:30 at night. Not because I'm old, not because I'm 56, not because I'm in pain, nothing shitty like that. It's because of my recovery. My recovery gave me a new way of life. My recovery given me so many things that I'm grateful that I'm in recovery. I'm grateful that I could be a productive member of society. I didn't say normal because I'm not normal by far. I'm probably one of the sickest, twistedest motherfuckers you know. You want an example? No, I won't go there. I'll mention one thing, and if you don't get it, that's not my fault. Glass table. That's all I'm saying. Oh. Anyway, so, and I'm not here to be a Native American narrator and explain my culture and traditional values and way of life. It's just that's how I live, more or less. No, I don't live in a teepee. Do you see this, a teepee? No. It's 4 walls. Plaster Paris, friggin' drywall, wood, studs, insulation, roofing shingles. I don't live out in the wilderness. I probably can if I wanted. It'd be nice. Nice vacation, get away from the world, get away from traffic, get away from stupid people. Not everybody's stupid, but there are some stupid people out there. And I don't mean like mentally handicapped or retarded. I mean stupid, ignorant people that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to life in general sometimes. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't want to be a know-it-all. I don't profess to be a know-it-all. I cannot save you in your recovery. I can help by sharing my experience, strength, and hope with you. I have my own opinions. I have my own ideas. And if you ask me or message me anytime you want, feel free. Because I enjoy helping people. I'm hoping I'm helping people. You know, if for some reason, I don't know, I'm a sponsor, and I probably still have sponsees maybe. You know, they don't never contact me anyway, but maybe one or two do. But they're still doing their thing. And that's okay, because that's what they do. That's what gets them by. That's what they want to do. As long as they don't overdo it. You know, and I get on the phone, we talk, and I tell them, I said, look, man, it is what it is. You're going to do what you're going to do no matter what I say. You really are. You know? But if you don't catch on and you get it too deep, no one can save you. Not even the hospital, not even the doctor, not even a psych unit, not even going to jail to dry out. Because you'll go crazy in there, and then you'll come out mentally screwed in the head and all fucked up and sick and twisted, and you'll just be back out there more, but just that much more crazier. And there is just no reason for it. I don't believe the Creator had that kind of plan when He put us on this earth to live, to gather. I don't know what the plan was. I don't even know why I'm here on this earth. I'm on this earth for a special purpose for some reason. And I'm not sure what it is, and I really don't care. I guess I do care in a way, but I don't. I don't make a big deal of it. I live my day-to-day struggle in life. I'm struggling right now. You know, I don't have to get into it and tell you about it, because I'm not going to. It's just that I have issues, I have problems, just like you. I put my pants on when I get up in the morning, one leg at a time, not two legs at once. I don't just jump out of bed and jump in my pants and, hey, look at me, here I am. Fuck that. I get up, do what I gotta do, go to the bathroom, whatever, get a cup of coffee, give me a cigarette, fucking sit at the computer and sit on my ass. It's raining out. I don't want to be outside right now in the rain. Not that it bothers me any. I just can't foresee trying to get the truck started with no starting fluid and thin air and just sitting there and watching the battery die and run dead. There's no purpose for it. You know, it's nil. You know, I mean, I could sit here and say this, I could say that, I could read the whole book of AA. Excuse me. I could read the whole book of NA. I could read the whole book of Red Road to Wellbriety, which is a Native American way by Don Cotis. He wrote the book of Wellbriety. And there was a story in there that I was reading one time. I was on a website. And there was these children, kids, teens, adults, 18-year-olds, whatever. And they were in recovery. And my tribe is the Blackfeet Nation tribe, Brownie, Montana. And they believe in sweet pine. Sweet pine is their protection. And one of the kids went out, left the recovery center one night, they said, and the elder turned around and asked the person who was in charge, did he take his medicine bag? Did he have his medicine bag? And she or he said, yes or no. I believe it was a no. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I've seen that story. It's a true thing, you know. Sweet pine, they use that for protection. We use cedar and sage for protection up here. Uh, our tribe, my tribe, is closer to the Lakota tribe. I'm not Lakota either, but we symbolize in coherency, close together. Uh, I'm just a believer that pretty much all tribes do the same thing, just different ways of doing it, but believe in the same way, somewhat. There's some differences, but not all. Not everybody does a sun dance the same way. Not everybody does the fire keeping the same way. I'm a head fire keeper. Um, and I have to be one with my spirituality, one with my creator, one with my traditional cultural values in order to be the head fire keeper, okay, of an event. Okay. Um, and I've been doing that now. This is my third year coming up this year. And then after that, I've got one more year. That'll be 4 years. And then I'm done. I'm passing it on, passing the torch on, which is also my nickname. I earned it. Not from burning down houses and kicking doors in and shooting and killing people. I gained that name by flame drinks. I didn't know how to drink a flame drink, a Mexican flag flame drink. Caught myself on fire a couple of times, and this biker club came in and they offered the drink. Well, they ordered the drink and I drank it, and they showed me how a couple of times I didn't catch on. I caught on all right. I caught on fire. But I didn't catch on how to do it properly. Um, you know, so that's about that's about how that goes. And that name just stuck with me, and they liked it, and they said, "Yeah, that's your name. That's your nickname, Torch." All right, cool. And I kept it. Got it tattooed on my arm. Jailhouse tat. Did it myself at home. Can't do shit like that in jail anymore, no more. Used to use, when I did this tattoo, uh, I used sock yarn. I used a paper clip. No, I used a staple out of a magazine, because I had it then. Toothbrush, cigarette ash, newspaper ash. Mix it together. Mix black ink. Dip your needle in there. You sit there and just, for a little bit until it starts doing whatever. And then you get your lines and stuff like that, and there's your tattoo. But, yeah, but you can't do that nowadays in jail. You're lucky if you get a toothbrush, I guess. You can't smoke in jail no more. You don't get coffee anymore. Going to jail sucks. That's what it's for. It's not a privilege. They shouldn't have to cater to you. You're there, you're screwed up. You're there for a reason. You're there not to enjoy life. I think they ought to take TV out of jails, to be honest. Screw that. You're in there for a reason. You're not there to enjoy life. And that's why people go back all the time. Well, I had it better in federal prison than I do out here. Well, then go back. Jeez. Whatever makes you happy, fucking have at it, man. No skin off my ass. But you know what? I'm going to let you go. You have a good one. I'm trying to learn how to shorten my videos a little bit because I ramble on too much. And I don't want to bore you. And not a lot of people are looking at it anyway. So, whatever. It is what it is. It's just something I wanted to do that I figured I'd try. And, if it doesn't work, well, hey, It doesn't work. Like I said, what works for me works for me. What works for you works for you. But what works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. I'm a firm believer in that shit. Really. However you do your recovery, whatever you believe in, whatever, higher power, God, Jesus, whatever, if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's good. That's cool. Right on. Kudos to you. Thumbs up. The ass. No, I'm joking. Thumbs up. You know? Seriously. That's good. I'm glad. You got something stable to help you. You know? And that's what you need in recovery. We all need that. We all need that interconnection. We all need to get together, have that meeting. You know? That's my whole point in this. You know, me sharing me because you don't know me from nobody. Except for now, you know, you're learning to know me. You're learning to know about my screw-ups in life and things like that. But then, you know, after a while, you know, there might be a day I might not say nothing about recovery and just go in and just vlog about my daily issue. My issues of why am I so stressed out? Why am I so angry? Why am I so pissed off? Why do I want to punch somebody and throttle them in the head until they're a fucking blood paste? Why? I'm a realist. I'm not fake. Look, brass knuckles. Does that look fake to you? Do I look fake? I'm not all about being fake. I'm real, man. If I had to take these to somebody, you're dang right I'd take these to somebody. No problem. Wouldn't have a problem in the world with it whatsoever. They have to deserve it first. I'm not just going to go out and just do stupid shit to people. You know? Just like this here. You know? I'm me. I'm who I'm going to be. Nobody can change me but me. And I'm doing a lot of changes, and I've changed so much that I'm tired of changing. I don't want people walking on me. I don't want people thinking they could get away with shit with me. I don't play that game. I don't tolerate drunks. I don't tolerate in-your-face addicts. You can't. You know, I don't go to bars. I don't go and hang out at drug parties. I don't go to parties. I'll go to family events. I might go to a party and say, hey, you got any coffee? You know, you got water? You got coffee? You got pop? With no alcohol in it? Sugar-free, whatever? You know, I'll bring my own damn coffee. Or whatever. You know, I'm sociable. I'm a loving, compassionate, caring guy. I am, seriously. So what if I have issues? Who don't have issues nowadays? Look at the guy that just killed, 3 people for no reason. Because he hates white people. Well, when I lived on the streets, I hated certain black people. But I didn't go out killing them. I just disliked it. You know, they sit on the corner of the street, grabbing their snatch. That's what I'm going to call it. They're guys, you know. You know, I got some Coke. You want to buy some Coke? Crack. Fuck off. Get a life, motherfucker. You know, doesn't to me, color don't matter. I mean, yeah, there was a time in my life I was prejudiced, but I have my terminologies just like everybody else. You got your proper black people, your Afro-American people, and then you got your classic old-ass, screwed up in the head type fucking lowlife like anybody else does in every other nationality. You just do. And that's just the way fucking life is. You either live life or fucking die. But you know, this group, I can't say it enough, has helped me. No matter what I see, what I read, it gives me hope. that there are out there, people out there that are changing and doing the best they can one day at a time. I love reading the stories. I comment on my opinion of what I think when people ask for help. I don't remember names very well, but there was a comment I made, and then there was a post that I found, and I posted it in the group. And this person was having problems, was thinking about going back out, or was having problems about having friends that still use and how to get rid of them without hurting their feelings. They don't have no feelings. That's why they're there. Because they don't care. Look, back then when I used to go out and I used to do all this and drink and all, and I'd buy the drugs and I'd buy the booze and I'd throw a few bonfire parties. When you run out of beer and you quit drinking and you quit using and all, guess what? All those people go away. They really do. You have no friends because they left you. Big deal. They were only there for your money because you're the one buying the booze. You're the one buying the drugs. You're the one supplying the party and the food and stuff like that. Once all that's gone, they're gone. They don't give a shit. I got nothing I got to want to do with you. You ain't got no drugs. You ain't got no booze. Why do I even want to talk to you? You don't got my interest. And that's exactly where it's at. Now that's pretty fucked up, but that's the way it is. You know, that's the way it is. So, in order for you to get rid of people that are toxic, I call them toxic people, is to not have what they want. You know? Make sure you don't got what they want, and they'll leave you alone. Don't hit them up. Oh, don't go up to them and, oh, you're cute. And then all of a sudden find out that dude's been slamming everything there is under the sun for the last 15 years and still doing it. Because that'll drag you down. That'll take you under. You'll get sucked in. Kind of like a train going down the railroad tracks, you know. And you're trying to pull a pin to separate both cars so that way you don't get left going all the way into Minnesota or whatever. It's an old homeless trick that I was taught while riding boxcars, trains. You get sucked in up underneath there, and that'll suck you up in there because it's that powerful of air of a suction cup, and you'll die. You'll run your ass right over and kill you right there. No problem. Iron's got no conscience. Neither do drug addicts or alcoholics. They think they do sometimes, but they don't. And if they do have a conscience, it's a conscience of their addiction was the same as mine, more. Because that's what my addiction is more. Was more. More. You know, no matter what it was, more. So with that, I'm going to let you go. It's already been 54 minutes and 6 seconds and counting, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10, okay, whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to, you know, I want to do this daily if it's all right. If anybody doesn't like it, comment, let me know, and I won't do it no more. You know? I'm just me and trying to help. And that's all I can do. Peace, love, and one day at a time. Take care.